Welcome back, everybody. This is Brothermutant here. Today we'll continue our quest with Eldritch and our ragtag team of subcasters. If you recall from our last episode, we dipped a toe into the tenebrous depths from the actual game, which is a lot different than if you just go from the DLC, by the way. It's a lot tougher, for one, and maybe skills with content, I don't know that for a fact, but I want to show you where we're at and show you why we're not really going to progress as far down as I was kind of hoping to do. I was kind of actually hoping to get first 4 or 5 levels done so that we could maybe beat a main boss. Pause it real quick. Reason for this was so that we could do things like get some decent loot. There's plenty of loot down here, and of course the farther you go, the better the loot gets. I'm like, hey, we could like level ourselves up as well as get some free stuff, and then go clean house over at the chapter 2, chapter 3 stuff that we're doing right now. And that's a viable option if I was a little bit tougher. These guys in this next room were kicking my butt repeatedly. I'm going to try it one more time. I have one. I should say that it's not impossible. It was rough, and just again to remind you of our characters, we have a level 6 Grenadier, level 6 Eldritch Scion, that's my main, level 4 Inquisitor, that's part of the reason. Not blaming Jaethel, I'm just saying that she's not quite as cool as she could be. Scroll Savant / Eldritch Archer combo, and again, not quite as cool as she could be. If I went straight Scroll Savant, she'd be casting level 3 spells already now. Just saying that Fireball and Stinking Cloud could have made or broke our build, quite frankly. So if I had a chance to do this over, she would have gone straight Scroll Savant. Eldritch Scoundrel's at 6, she's doing fine. Sneak attack damage besides. Bard Lindsay here, she's doing fine. And again, while we're not optimized like I had been doing for my build you guys have been seeing, we're still okay. I mean, I'm not lackluster. This character alone has that one feat that I really like having on Vivisectionist / Alchemist type build, the enhanced potion one, where he's considered level 6 or higher for his potions as he levels up. So I'll have him heal everybody, I'll have him buff everybody from a potion standpoint. It'll be a better buff. Extremely helpful, and he's a strong swinging character. He's a decent strength. Now it's modified, of course, from the mutagen he chugged. And again, his dex is pretty decent at a 16 for a mercenary. He's actually a pretty good mercenary in my opinion. His intelligence was 16. As you can see here, from being human, 14 plus 2. Now it's down 2 thanks to the strength mutagen being on him. That's a penalty, but not so much that we notice it yet. Con, enough con for him to actually have a few extra hit points. Therefore, he's kind of our front-running tank, so to speak. He has decent armor, as you can see. Elle Jaethel's keeping up with him, and she's not really buffed up quite as good as he is. So she's doing well, but not as good as she could be. My main character, again, is keeping pace with them, but just only barely. So we really need to get somebody that's in the solid 30s for their armor class to take on some of these doofuses. The way that I've been solving this problem the couple times that I've won,
together we
just
stand.
to show you, you open the door, they don't jump you immediately. I do have a single web spell. It's extremely helpful
Enemy near.
for this reason alone. Pull the guys out and maybe get lucky enough
A solid plan.
to take out 1 or 2 at the front gate. On that, I also have grease spells that comes in super handy as well. Like so. Get up, boys. Now, she can buff up his way, and Lindsay's singing, and I don't mind Lindsay doing autopilot killing moves. The sooner we can take out a couple of these, the easier it's going to be. Having 4 greater were-tigers is pretty damn nasty. Quite frankly, I think it's kind of cheap. The way the game actually did us like this is kind of wrong. For her, I keep forgetting that she has these justices here, these judgments, excuse me. So we have ones that will increase her attack rolls, her damage, her armor class, which is always useful. Matter of fact, I think that's the way we're going to go on this when we activate it. It's an autopilot kind of thing. So it should work immediately, and I am actually going to kick off her Divine Favor as well. That's a 1-minute buff for a luck attack bonus as well as a damage bonus for every 3 levels she has. Maximum of +3. So +1 right now. Once she gets to level 6, I want to say she'll be at a +2. When she gets to be level 9, she'll be at a +3, which is the maximum. And that's a decent buff for 1 minute. Don't kid yourself. And the fact that it's a luck bonus is extremely useful because it'll stack with things like Lindsay's little song here, because this is a what kind of performance bonus? Morale bonus. There it is. Competence bonus on attack and weapon damage rolls. So morale bonus is for the saving throw. So competence bonus will stack with the luck bonus is my point. From here, the best way for me to like just straight take out guys are auto hit moves. You see, we're doing pretty well for ourselves. You see that? You gotta watch these guys. They like to get crazy. You have to get them out of the grease spell so they don't do stupid stuff like walking over. Okay, we're doing okay for ourselves. But the trick has always been separating the pack. You, madam, can go back to... I do Jolt, just to do something a little different this time. That's so she can do some sneak attack damage. That's the whole point of that. Stay right there. Now you can get it. What do you have that you can use? There we go, out of pocket move. Nice. So you see, we can do it. We've got ourselves a nice little level for Jathan, who desperately needs it. So let's actually look at that character now, shall we? Inquisitor. Notice that she has a couple of different tactics, or teamwork feats. One here, and then I picked up one up there, so I doubled up on them. And that's not a mistake. That is a good reason for that. Remember, she has solo tactics. This allows her to literally employ both of these so long as she's just standing next to a teammate. Doesn't matter if the teammate has them. Normally it does. They have to have the same thing to be helping each other out. That's why it's a teamwork feat. But because of solo tactics, all she needs to be doing is standing next to one of our teammates. So as long as she's in the front row with someone else, and there's always going to be at least one person up there with her, she's getting back to back, and she's getting precise strike. Now the other person doesn't get those unless they have those feats. That's on them. At least she has extra damage and extra armor, so that +2 we're not normally seeing until she actually gets into combat. So she actually is our strongest tank, but she's still a little lackluster. She's strong enough that she's worth a damn, and she also has enough wisdom and charisma. You may think, hey, you know, she would actually make a pretty decent monk. The downside is they gave her the alignment of neutral evil. Remember, you need to be lawful anything to be a monk, so she can't monk it up, which would be a damn shame because she'd be an awesome one. As a matter of fact, she's one of our best characters because of the fact that she has no con at all. Her charisma, I believe, impacts her hit points. So if you see this, Constitution, Resistance, Other, +2 undead creature, I believe that's coming from here. So her charisma, her will, if you, well, not will, that's not wisdom. How would you even phrase that? Her presence of being, I guess, is what's basically giving her extra hit points and extra fortitude. So all her con stuff is coming from charisma, which is fine. And again, this is why she's actually such a cool character, because as you can see, these stats are retardedly good. I am going to invest in turning her into something like a frontline fighter. She has that awesome scythe. Why not get her the capability of literally doing some serious damage? So we'll set people up for some coup de grace, and she'll do like 4 times the damage on it. Having said that, though, we still need to make sure that she's good at her job. Well, she has plenty of wisdom. She has more wisdom than she actually needs, quite frankly. For an Inquisitor, they only need to have a maximum wisdom of 16. So she's above and beyond, which means she's getting free spells besides, and of course, her lore skills as well as her perception are getting a nice bump from this +4. So these are core stats, in my opinion, for her. Not to say that strength, athletics is not something important. Trickery was just to give her something to do, quite frankly, and we kind of probably need to peel away from that. But she has a decent dex. She has a decent everything, quite frankly. So again, any of her skills she will benefit from. I will invest, though, in persuasion, because we could turn her into a Cornigan Smasher, someone that literally can take a weapon focus from her scythe and then do Cornigan Smash, where anytime they hit them with power attack on, she basically intimidates them. So a high charisma will be useful for her. And again, she doesn't have an amazing one, but her persuasion is doing pretty good, and again, she's pretty decent at this sort of thing. Now, is she the best choice for Cornigan Smash? I can't really tell you that. I should also point out, first let's actually show you some other feats that she needs to get. Okay, so here's our Cornigan Smash. Notice that we need Persuasion 6, Power Attack as well. Notice that his, as soon as we can get a Persuasion of 6. 6 points actually invested in it. Notice there's no feats here, not counting our teamwork feat, because Cornigan Smash is not a teamwork feat. So the soonest she could actually pick this up is at level 7, which is just like typical for most of my characters. But we still need Power Attack. Well, that's why if I grab Power Attack here, then I can get Cornigan Smash there. That's not, I'm saying, the best case scenario. Let me show you some other stuff that we definitely want on this character too. Dazzling Display needs Weapon Focus, and this could be Weapon Focus, and then we can get Dazzling Display. Why would we want those? Because if we get that, then we can get this beauty. Where are you at, you little goober? Shatter Defenses, Weapon Focus, Dazzling Display, and base attack bonus of 6. Now when would that show up? So she is a mid-level BAB progressor. So every first level she gets nothing, and every 2, 3, and 4 levels she gets another BAB. So it's 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, because it now resets the clock, 4, 5, 6. So this would be the soonest that she'd have a base attack bonus of 6. Now, having said that, here's Weapon Focus. Here could be Dazzling Display, and again you see that I cannot pick up Shatter Defenses here, but I could pick it up there as the soonest case scenario for her, and again that's fine. So the question is what would I rather have? Weapon Focus, Dazzling Display, base and Shatter Defenses, or would I rather have Power Attack, which you know is a hard-hitting move? Remember, she's using a two-handed weapon no less, so she'll hit for extra damage. So there's that, and Cornigan Smash, which again would set them up for being intimidated. But single target. Well, Dazzling Display will AoE do it. The downside is they've nerfed this, and what I mean by that is it used to be that it would fire off almost as fast as you would attack. Like you could literally click it and it'd be boom, click it, boom, click it, boom. So as soon as you had a chance to do your combat, it'd fire off. Now it's a full round to activate it, which is fine. We just have to set it up. And again, I don't mind that. If you literally scout the area a little bit, she sets herself up for some Dazzling Display. That's good. Notice also this also means that instead of Power Attack, which is a penalty to my swing, which she can't really have because she's not that good yet, a Weapon Focus, on the other hand, would be a solid pick for her. So Weapon Focus it is. We're going to grab Scythe, so she can be our Scythe Queen. So we're going to do the Weapon Focus, Dazzling Display, Shatter Defenses. Then we'll get Power Attack, and then we'll get the other stuff besides. I think I will keep her all the way to Inquisitor because I can't think of a way to make her better other than dipping into Fighter just to get feats faster, and that's not something I really want to do. I'd rather have her spells, quite frankly. And we are subcasters, which means we need every spell advantage we can get. On that, here's a good way for me to get a decent bonus for everybody that I can activate this on swing. Aid spell. Nice +1, some 10 hit points besides, based on her caster level, which is 5. So she would be 1d8 plus 5, and everyone that she casts this on, so a minimum of 6, a maximum of 13 at this level. That'd be okay. And again, just because he can cast it doesn't mean he has it in his repertoire. So again, you want to make sure that you have people with this sort of thing. Other ones of interest to me are Cure Moderate Wounds, simply because she can inflict moderate wounds, which is also for damaging targets as well as for healing herself. But Bone Shaker is better for damaging targets. So this one to damage targets, in my opinion. This one to heal herself, in my opinion. This one would allow her to heal others on the team. So while she's not a cleric per se, she is an Inquisitor. Between her and Lindsay, as well as our Grenadier, we're actually doing okay for ourselves when it comes to being able to heal ourselves, heal the team. We're not amazing. We're not AoE healing like the clerics can, which is something that we're going to have to dip into and grab a cleric on this next pass, I'm guessing. So I'm probably going to pass on Cure Moderate Wounds just for now. Other stuff that is of value is See Invis, Lesser Resto, Resist Energy, and we will get at least Lesser Resto on her build, because she's one of the only people that's going to have access to it, not counting Midnight Bomber on our team. So extremely helpful to have more than one person have this when you start getting to that point where people are taking penalties from, say, poison or diseases, where their strength, dex, con, whatever's going down. Being able to cure that's going to be extremely helpful. Resist Energy, again, another amazing one for some extra protection. As you can see, though, lots and lots of people on our team is going to have access to it, so I'm not particularly worried. I can grab something like Whole Person, though, and while plenty of people will have access to it, that don't mean they have access to it right now. That's a nice way to paralyze some people. It sets up her coup de grace. Remember, she does 4 times the damage, so let's actually grab that one. Since we did
You have my attention.
Level up. She also has Bane weapon. This is a buff for her. I want to make sure I got all these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm missing some stuff here. What am I missing? Smiting. I don't care about you. Resilience, on the other hand, I do care about you. Yep. Okay. That allows her basically to take a beating. Basically like a built-in DR for only that one fight. And it just gave us a whole lot of shirts. Wow, that's I think $100. Ooh boy, that was totally worth us blowing every spell we had. Ooh, we owe you guys a treasure. I'm not going to take on the whole dungeon, just so we're clear. And that is simply because I know we're going to get our butts handed to us if we try this.
The path is clear.
But I do want to at least pick a lock here, maybe get some treasure before we bounce the hell out of here. So we want to get everybody up here first. Oh, Jathan can suck it. Come on. Oh, Lindsay. There we go. Nice. Now we're talking. Some junk to sell. Wow, they really didn't go out of their way to like give us anything, did they? The next room, I want to say, is a buff room. And I'm not trying to spoil it for you guys. It's different for everybody's map. But I think I've been in there before. In fact, I know I've been in there before. And I'm fairly certain it's just one of those rooms with the little pillar. And obviously, if we're not going to use the buff, then why would we use the buff now and then leave? Because as soon as you walk out the door, you're basically going to lose that buff. So we'll save that for later. I will sell off this gear. I'm going to go to here. And we will come back. I should point out that, because we have more levels, stuff that we missed, we may be able to actually pick up on it. So there could be like a hidden room here. As you can see, it looks like there's a doorway. It's kind of a nice little clue that you've missed something. So I do like the fact that in the Tenebris Steps in the actual game, they will allow us to come back to each level. That's pretty badass.
I'll go ahead.
If you're just playing it from just the DLC's perspective, when you start at level 1 and they're all level 1 as well, then it gets really, really bad really, really quick. You can see that there's something here. Obviously, we don't have enough perception to find it until we get enough levels under our belt to bring new teammates back to check it out for us. We probably aren't going to find out what's ever in that room. But clearly, we'll come back to it. So again, something that I do like about the actual game version of this DLC versus the generic DLC itself. Head outside, sell our stuff off, head back to base. It's the top of the month, which we actually kind of messed up on. Took us a little longer to travel and rest and everything else besides. So I prefer to grab, be back at your base before the first of the month. That's almost always key. Hopefully we'll be okay. We may have to do a couple little scum saves here just to make sure that we're not missing out on an opportunity or a problem that we're trying to solve. But we shall see. Let's put non-magical junk over here for him. Yeah, I don't want any of that stuff. And we'll keep the food. Normally I sell this junk just because it makes us lighter and we can survive on rations, but the more I get into it, the more I realize, I would never actually do that in pen and paper. We would actually, if we had the opportunity to buff ourselves with, a better meal, then we probably would actually keep the food on us for that reason alone. Thank God we don't have a D&D dungeon master that's telling us the eggs have spoiled, and of course roll for poison checks, because I've had those DMs before. Let's do a quick save, because like I said, we don't know what's going to hit us when we try to get into our zone. We've burned up a lot of our spells, but we still have potions besides the chuck, or bombs I should say, to chuck, and we do have some spells in as well as autopilot cantrips. And while that don't sound impressive, remember our cantrips are sneak attack potential with this character at the very least. So we need to find our base. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this one, load that one, because I don't think he's failed the check officially until the first of the month. So go outside.
I'll go ahead.
And it's still the 31st. I'll save it there. We'll run into our town and we'll scum save it from that point. So I need to go, what, to here. What's your clock? Alright. I want to say, save it. And we're going to continue. See that right there. In a fight, no less.
Enemy near.
I love the dual horn cat. Dual horn cat's awesome. Helping that dual horn cat was the best thing I ever did. Hey, bro.
The path is clear.
Cat did all the work and I got all the XP. Gotta love it. Okay. Let's see if he's passing now. Triumph! Ha! See what I'm saying? So again, I think it's if you save before the first and then keep repeating it, because if you save after the first, it's already made up its mind. That's probably the way to go. So I'll cut all that part off so you don't see me trying to scum save it like repeatedly. But that's the trick then, guys. Save before the first, then on the first when the check would have gone through, that's when you want to scum save till you get at least a pass. I don't need a triumph per se, but I'll be happy with one. And it's a little amazing that he had such difficulty. Difficulty was a 14. He had an 8 minus 1, so a 7. So he only needed was a 7 or better. So yeah, that's why it probably was failing, because it already made up its mind. Now notice, if you look at this again, there's an unrest penalty, so our people aren't exactly thrilled. So even a triumph is not helping us all that much. Here's a success for leveling up Octavia. And you see we've got someone that's got 6 days left on his job, 11, 14. We got people in the throne room that want to speak with us. So again, we're going to head there from now. But now that we know that we're in the good, we'll do another quick save. Come on now. There we go. Travel back to our town. People are going to be tired. Ooh, Old Mesa just showed up. Noise.
A rest.
Yeah, you're almost there. Entrez-vous, kind sure. Let's go to throne room. Now it should automatically do a cutscene where we have 2 visitors, whoever they are. I actually seen this before, so who is this? This is Octavia's one, and the other one is Keston from House of Rest.
Feel
And
tired.
he's pissed off.
Nice, don't you think?
I'm not going to read it for you guys, but I'll go slow enough that you can read it yourself. Basically what he's telling us is that the trolls are really starting to get crazy, and that wizard that's out in that lone house all by his lonesome might be either involved or they seem to be swarming his house for some unknown reason. And we all know why. Remember, he's the one that's been torturing trolls. So they're there to get some goddamn revenge. We need to get there ASAP, which is kind of a bummer. Now here is someone that's literally being a bandit in our territory. And he's thinking that we're the new bandit king, so to speak, like the Stag Lord was, and he's passing off his loot to us, like his part of his taxes, so to speak, to us for our protection. And Octavia is our advisor, and as such, she really wants us to kick this son of a bitch out. Now, we have 3 different choices, or just give her the option of just making her happy, which is a viable option, by the way. I think it literally defaults to this one. But I'd rather know I'm doing this, because as you can see, if you hover over it, it tells you what you're getting for doing this specific choice. +3 to community, more BP, basically lock them up. This would honestly be the one that I would do, quite frankly. But because if you start pissing off your advisors too much, they will leave, and we cannot have that shit. This is one if you want to do like the evil version of the playthrough. This would be the one to do, because you're getting more BP every week because of bandits' dues, but the loyalty and the economy suck ass. Basically, the village hates you. Again, an instant influx of BP is nice, locking him up and basically taking his loot, which is what you're illustrated here. But this one makes her happy, and again, I don't mind the +2 community. It also gives us one other thing. We get the new event, support the Regent's endeavors. That's the Regent in this particular case. So this is a way to upgrade her, which is nice. We don't have to do it, and we're not going to. First, I want to... I don't want to rest yet. I want to actually look at this. I want to decide who's going to be on our team and then decide on spells, guys. Notice that success, bonus to military, another success, bonus to community, and again, you see that it's at rank 1, probably waiting to be turned into rank 2, which is probably what the rank up is. Yeah. Support the Regent's endeavors. This would be one for her. Obviously, she can't do it yet. It would take 14 days, and because it includes us going community from rank 1 to 2, there's a reason for going from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. I think you can go all the way up to like 5, maybe even 10. But it's ridiculously high is the point. And every time you rank up, it's a bonus to you and your team. And definitely for this type of regent, she gets better at her job, so to speak. But you do this, and it will literally burn 14 days. Remember, that guy is waiting for us, so we can't invest our time in that right now. This one we could do, again, it'd be the same thing. It'd burn 14 days. And again, that guy's out there getting mugged by the trolls. We can't have that shit. So we have to wait for stuff to cool down for these guys anyway to get them back in the fold. As you can see, we've been doing really good on our scum saving to get greens across the board, and we will continue to do so. I just don't want failures. We're already at the worried state, so this really isn't helping. -1 to all barony checks, and that just sucks ass. And it's because of unrest. Stable period of worry. Reason was native current BP or BP per week. So again, we had literally a BP that was subpar, and that really straight up sucks. So we have to be real careful with this. And because we don't have more, matter of fact, I think I'll even buy like another 10. Just every now and again, throw another 800 bones at it just to have yourself another bump to your BP, just so it's never an issue. Because that's a -1 to all of our swings when it comes to these types of things. And that straight up just sucks. So I'm cool with that. Now let's actually think about who we're going to take out with us to go save that guy. Now I already know that the current team is subpar. We already knew that. But I did want to pass off this gear, like I said. We said he could definitely use this pick. Magic weapon, construct bane, adamantine as well. Not that they're going to have stone skin on, but it could come in handy. And at least it's a plus to his swing, so I'm okay with that. And it's magic weapon besides. This one was for our vest wearer. He's a great bombardier. Solid swing. Same armor that he had on here. We'll just sell that off. We can sell that as well. But the point was, that's well, matter of fact, we might want to just keep that weapon. Does anybody have? Yeah, she don't have one. Not that she'll ever will. He's got something. She's fine. He's fine. She's definitely okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just making sure that everybody has a weapon. If I need to switch them off of range to like melee, there we go, buddy. Then we're good. Now I can sell that off. He's going to be really good, though, at chucking bombs. +2 his attack roll. And I could have done the same for him, but remember, he's got this badass Woodland's Aegis. It's better armor, and he can cast Barkskin on himself once a day. That's extremely useful. So again, he has the ability to cast Barkskin, but why limit him to just the 1 or 2 castings a day when I can have a third? So that's the reasoning behind that. And that's a really, really nice buff for his natural armor bonus. Or for someone else's natural armor bonus if it's not going to him. And I say that because I think that doesn't stack with the mutagen. I have to remember that. I have to check that. Actually, no, I take that back. I think the mutagen does stack because I think it's a natural armor, not natural armor enhancement. But point is he still wants Barkskin. Whether he casts it on himself or someone on the front line, that's still fine. Who are we taking with is the question. Now, we have to take our main character. I like him because of his axe. And he's swinging like a champ with an 18 strength when I buff him with the mutagen, so I don't mind that. Valerie would make a nice tank up front. You know, she's doing pretty good. You notice that we're missing out on her tower shield, though. That's kind of a shame. She's not level 5, though, so she would be at a penalty to her swing if it weren't for that. A switch over here. I would love to get her a tower shield back. We should check to make sure our kitty doesn't have a tower shield in there. Might just pack it out with us. But we need to level up her as well. But anyway, I got my front 3 guys by taking my main, by taking him, and by taking Valerie. So that's the first 3. Now the next 3 is going to include him, and then either of these 3. I need 2. Probably her, bookworm. And this is why I'm doing this, because there's some things that just aren't working. I would love to have them, but she has 2 grease spells, that's nice, and 2 shield spells from her magi levels. Wizard, then I don't need them here, so I'm okay with reduced person, that's good. Piercing stream, I was fine with auto hitting that. That's not the worst thing ever. Matter of fact, at her level, caster level 4 right now, she'd be hitting for what? Just 2d6? But it is auto hitting, and it would be more damage than this guy. 2d5. Yeah, I think it would actually be more damage. Let's do like that. We'll keep a couple magic missiles on her, because we do like watching them zip out, hit the targets. There's nothing else, though, that I want from her on this level. This level, on the other hand, she doesn't buff up, and that's fine. I mean, it's what it is. Protection or beams or AoE moves would be her bread and butter. Create pick could come in super handy for fighting trolls, because they are clumsy little goofuses, and it's a reflex save, but our teammates are kind of idiots, and I don't want to deal with that mess. I don't mind, though, web spell, and an AoE would be nice, but you know what, I really do think web spell a few times is probably her bread and butter here. And she has access to level 3 spells because she scribed them, but she can't cast any of them, so that's the thing. Let's look at her real quick. She doesn't even have web spell, so she's actually kind of worse off, so I will take her for sure. Take both of them? Maybe. Because she does have good damage, sneak attack potential. I'm going to get rid of the magic missile and grab another snowball, because she can do sneak attack damage with it, and again, those do 1d6 per level. So even with her caster level 6 right now, she's doing 5d6 of damage with each of those, guaranteed. And then sneak attack damage besides. I don't know that she'll need a grease spell. Maybe I will get rid of magic missile and grab a grease spell. She does have this to upgrade her bow. That's kind of garbage, though. Yeah, magic missile. Quite frankly, she does need the help, and it does help her to do that. He's coming with this. He's happy with his picks. Let's redo all of his, just straight up. And he doesn't have access to 3 yet. Okay, so level 1, first off. Shield spells definitely, and he has the ability, he has infusion already, so we can cast this on anybody. So if I wanted to give a shield spell to Valerie, I could. Not that I would. I can do enlarge person on him, so he hits harder and has a better reach with that axe, possibly. He has a targeted bombing mixture. This is the one that allows him to use an intelligence modifier ×2 now for a single target bomb hit, but his bombs are fire. He doesn't have acid bomb, which means the trolls that we're going to come against might be an issue. I know that's overkill, but I want to put it in there just so I don't forget. I don't really need fire belly. Honestly, I think I just want another shield spell. Like I said, there's other people I can cast that on, and he can cast it on them, and it'll last him 6 minutes, versus some of their lame, 2-minute buffs or 1-minute buffs. Let's do it like this. I know I'm OCD this way, guys. I apologize, but I really do like doing that. And I do like... Some of the trolls aren't going to be fire resistant, so maybe on those guys I can just straight up do damage, single target damage with the bombs. That'd be okay. Doesn't last long. We'll have to decide on that. Bark skin is nice. Blur is amazing. Bark skin on me, her, and Valerie. So now 2 that he has access to. That's going to be a long lasting buff. 60 minutes, 10 minutes per level. Then the one that he has that on his person from his gear, I think that's only like a level 3 version, but that'll still be a 30-minute buff. That's more than enough to cover our front line bark skin. Blur a couple times to cast on him and say Valerie, make sure she can tank effectively, is probably a good call. The thing that's really screwing us, by the way, guys, is the fact we don't have access to level 3 spells. Really, if we had access to level 3 spells, I'd be Stinking Cloud and Delay Poison on at least Val. She could tank the front line with just Delay Poison on and being in a Stinking Cloud, and we would slaughter these damn trolls. As much fortitude as those bastards have, they can't make every check. Stinking Cloud is way OP early on, and I just never really realized the importance of it. So her being 2 different classes right now is really what kind of screwing it, because she should be level 6, which means she should be casting all this stuff and then some. So, whoopsies. Mistakes were made. But yeah, I think he's got everything he needed, right? Let's do a quick once-over. She's autopiloting stuff. She has hers. She has hers here and here. And lots of web. She's not really good at swinging. That's why Scorching Ray is kind of meh. But, matter of fact, Burning Arc. Is this worth doing? Maybe that's better. Auto hit move. Reflex save for half damage, but it can bounce with multiple trolls. It's not great. You know, this one would be nice if you could hit more than one beam, but she can only shoot one right now. She's only level 4. So she's only getting one beam anyway. The next one would be at level 7, so Burning Arc's probably the way to go here. I could set them on fire, but I suck at that one too, and that's a to-hit check. Yeah, Burning Arc. And again, I could grab acid arrows, but we have wands for that sort of thing, so I'm not worried. So she's got what she needs. We need a rest. And we need to bounce out of here. Sell off that leather real quick. Maybe stock up on a few rations. No, I think we got 8. I think we got enough. The main square though for this. Reason for the rations is, again, if we're going to be long traveling, we want to be able to rest and not have to worry about, are we foraging for food and it's taking like 12 days just to find some nuts and berries. So if you take 6 rations minimum with you, you can feed them at least once. Full rest, never have to worry about whether you found rations or not. At least that's helpful when you're going out to the fight. It'd be nice to have more on the return trip back, but remember, you can find 0 rations, you can find 6 rations, you can find 2 rations. So again, you probably aren't going to use all the ones that you have on you on the first rest anyway, hopefully. So how many do I have? First, you can have that. You have 8. I'm fine. We're fine. It's fine. I'm fine. We'll just do this. Come on, team. Do a quick save one more time. I think. And who are we taking with it? Oh, hell, I forgot to do. She's not coming with, but I don't like leaving them there without their levels. She is going to be the one that goes Arcane Trickster. As much as I love the Eldritch Scoundrel to do it, her casting would suck. And it's one of those where she would be better off just staying Eldritch Scoundrel, in my opinion. Arcane Trickster, I want to show it to you. Here is the requirements. Trickery, Mobility, Sneak Attack 2, 2nd level spells, which she doesn't have access to just yet, and Knowledge Arcana 4. So Trickery, Mobility, and Arcana need to go up. So the soonest that she could unlock everything would be at level 4, which means at level 5 she could be her first level of Arcane Trickster. Downside is she needs 2 dice of sneak attack damage. She only has 1. So how do we get the 2nd? Well, here's how we do that. So go Wizard here. Mobility, Trickery, and Arcana, right? Those were the ones that had to go up. And use Magic Device because I like everyone having at least a dot in it. And she's going to get Accomplished Sneak Attacker. Now the downside of going this route is you see that she's a ranged attacker. So point blank shot she already has. She doesn't have precise shot. So she sucks. Can't be helped. If I want to get Arcane Trickster as soon as possible, this is the way to do it. I could go 3 levels of Rogue and get that 2nd die here, not waste the Accomplished Sneak Attacker, and then I could grab Precise Shot now. That'd be fine. Then there's good reasons to want to go Rogue. Evasion, Rogue Talents, which are like free feats. Extra Sneak Attack die for free, unlike burning a feat to grab one. I could get Finesse Training, so melee fighting wise, she could be wielding like a dagger or a rapier or something that she has weapon finesse skill in, and she would be turning her dex bonus into damage, just like it was strength bonus. And again, there's plenty of reasons to want to go that route, but then if you do that, you've burned up 3 levels that are non-caster levels. Now, good news is Arcane Trickster has full caster progression, if I remember correctly. It's not like Eldritch Night where the first level you don't get a level of spellcaster. So I could still finish at 17 as a wizard, technically speaking, if I went 3 levels of Rogue. That would be at the very end of the build, and that would mean that this would be where I'd finally get my level 9 spells. That's kind of lame. Going this route, I'll be a level 19 caster by the end of it, and by level 20, and therefore I'll have level 9 spells at level 17 or level 18, something such like that. So it'll still be fine. It's just annoying that they make you do this. For spells, I do want reduced person on her, because she can shrink herself down and extra armor, extra dexterity. That's all a bonus for her swinging. From here, though, I will happily take grease spell. Decent spell. Man, you know what? I think we can actually buy that from a vendor. Let's grab her something that's a little more damaging. Let's grab ear piercing scream. I do like the ability to auto target stuff and just do damage. And again, even if it's level 3, she's doing 1d6. Once she gets to level 4, oh, wait a minute. I keep forgetting she's a level rogue. Yeah, that's probably the worst idea ever. Alright, let's not grab your piercing scream. Let's grab... Oh, what? Touch of gracelessness? Nah, she got to get in range for that. Wow, this is tougher than I thought. Well, I guess we are grabbing grease. Screw it. Grease spell it is. Yeah. And we do have one more level, so now she's a level 3 wizard, which is awesome. And just to keep track, trickery, mobility, knowledge, arcana, we have everything else now. So as long as I get those up to 4s, which I will right now, then we're going to be golden for Arcane Trickster at level 5, which she doesn't have right now, I'm fairly certain. I could get more intelligence and therefore better DC checks and more skills besides, but Dex is always nice. Extra armor, better swing, bonus to mobility, trickery, and stealth besides. Definitely worth grabbing, and that should be my list for making her happy. A little bit more perception. Now we're at level 2 spells. You always want to grab something with a thumbs up, because that's your transmutation spells for her. So remember, she gets a free spell at every level from her chosen school, in this case transmutation. So if you don't grab at least one of these, then she's basically losing out on a spell. I don't care if you want to grab Cat's Grace, that's perfectly fine. If you want Web, that's an obvious choice. I'll have her grab Web, and I'll have her grab Burning Arc. AoE move, extremely helpful. And again, does decent damage to the first guy it hits, and then it bounces for less damage, but at least it will damage guys. So a decent 1-2 combo in my opinion for her. We'll get the Ray spells, of course. I don't want to not. I need to make sure to do her spell different. Free spell, that's wasteful now. Give yourself a magic missile, that's useless. Give yourself reduced person. Give yourself web. And burning arc. Okay. I feel good about that. Now we save.
I'll go ahead.
Alright. Pick my team. Alright, so we have her. We needed him. We needed Val. That's our front line. And then we were grabbing Tristan, I remember. We were grabbing our 2 ranged attackers, really. Eldritch Scoundrel / Scroll Savant. That's the team. That's not the permanent team. That's just the team for this fight that we're going to come up on with these trolls. These guys are going to be tough. I've done this already once before. It was mind-numbingly hard and boring all at the same time. We're going to the Lone House. Yes, I could have taken different characters, but this seemed to be the good combo for me, because she's tough, especially if you buff her up with some things. And Tristan was there to spot heal, which is extremely helpful, AoE style, which doesn't heal any of the trolls, because Harem would heal them. So only good for healing Harem can do is after the fight's over. It's still valid and helpful. I do want to have people in different positions. Tristan needs to be in the middle.
Let's head out.
Okay, now, I also want to fix this, because this is way too up close. Val needs to take the first round of hitting. These guys can be back a little bit farther. Not that the trolls have AoE or anything like that, I'm just planning a decent formation. That looks like garbage. Why does that look like garbage? It's because Val's not clicked in, that's why. Like that. That way she's going to be the first one hit. And then everyone else, he's in the close to the center, so he can AoE heal if he needs to. I need to save and buff up. Okay, so first things first. Long duration buffs. And why it keeps taking his spells away from here, I don't know. So she's fine, he's good, she's where she needs to be,
I am prepared.
his are where his need to be.
Let us bide our time.
I'm fine.
Give the
Valerie
order.
doesn't have anything special. Wow, she's all over the place though too. What the hell? Okay, and what are you doing with potions? Give me that. Let me check everybody else. She has a fireball and a kick-ass flaming weapon. Agile rapier, a flaming finesse wielding temporary enhancement agile weapon. So she does really nice damage. Very cool. Wand of Vanish. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take that off and give that to her. Lead Blades, True Strike. I'm happy keeping those. About you, madam. Cast Grace, Fine Trask. Yeah, get rid of that crap for now. Grab yourself that Wand of Vanish in case I need you to disappear. An Expeditious Retreat. You, coward. Do that thing. Alright. Now, matter of fact, I can just take that off. If I wanted to be a jackass, and I totally do, I can show you a quick trick here, guys. So, first, quick save.
Let us not hesitate.
I want to show you first,
I'm listening.
I make sure all the buffs are on everybody that needs to be on everybody, because once that's done, I don't have to think anymore. I don't need to worry about resist energy, put delay poison, so these will probably be converted into heals as I need them. That's fine with me. Protection from evil, that is actually not bad, and that's decent for Valerie. That's deflection bonus. So are these, though. I'm going to put them on two characters. Okay. Now, we have Bless, Shield of Faith. Okay. He's got his mutagen on.
I know what to do.
The only thing that's left is Blur. He could put Shield Spell on himself, which is not the same as Shield of Faith. So he could buff his armor another 4 points to 29. She's at 29. She's at 29. And actually 31 if they're evil. You're not seeing it because it doesn't show up. So she's not that bad off. He needs... Ooh, I actually wanted to see if I had Large Person on my potions. Blur potion. Shield of Faith potion. Reduce person. Aha! Enlarge person. So if I literally enlarge person with him, remember he has this enhanced potion. So instead of it lasting for 1 minute, it's going to last him for a full 6 minutes. So that's awesome. So I'm going to use it. And there it is. 6-minute buff. Is there anything else in here he needs to add to himself or pour on someone else? Vanish, no. Invisibility, no. Inflict moderate, no. Cure moderate, no. I could do Blur or Aid on somebody. Or even another bark skin, but everyone has bark skin already now, so I'm pretty happy with that. And his bark skin is... Yeah, his mutagen is natural armor, bark skin is natural armor enhancement. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. He's on fire. So Val. Okay. Because I gave them... where's that? Deflection from Shield of Faith. They do not need these rings. His +2, watch how it won't go down at all. So, literally, hers, no one else can wear it. But Valerie's, I can take it off. And again, I can give it to these guys because they definitely need it. Just in case something sneaks on through, I'd rather know that these guys are the tiniest bit tougher. Why did hers not go up? Oh, she already had a ring on. Derp. Not paying attention. Okay. So, just so I don't forget to leave it on Valerie, I'll put it back on her. It won't stack, but the +2 that she's getting from the potion, or from the spell effect, is better. She didn't get one. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. She's not getting Shield of Faith. She's getting Protection from Evil. That's still a +2 deflection against evil targets, which the trolls are. So again, she's looking like a 29. She'll actually be a 30. Just so we're clear. So that's not bad. She's actually at 29. He's actually at 23. And why do I feel like that's a mistake? Oh, because his size. Right, because he's bigger now. Is there something else thinking? Oh, blur. Yes. Let's get the blur.
Time's not waiting.
So I want to do blur on him. And they may wonder why I'm not giving it to her. She could definitely use it, but she also has the mirror image on herself, remember? So she's already got multiple images around her, so if the trolls wail on those, even if they crit, if they kill one of those who gives a damn, it doesn't hurt her one bit. So I'm okay with that. The cheating part. Here's where we come to scum saving at its finest, guys. Here is your Hand of the Magus Dan. Okay, 25% chance that if you cast a scroll as a spell, poof, 25% time it will literally keep the scroll, so you won't use it. It's what makes a copy, is what it's doing. So basically this is your Xerox copy machine that only works 1/4 of the time. So you can scum save until she buffs herself and the team up with haste and still keep the scroll, is my point, which is what we're going to do. So if you see me use the scroll and it disappears, then I'm scum saving. Like that. Go back. Like I said, you can do this. It's annoying. I wouldn't do this every fight. But it is annoying. But it really is more helpful than you think. Like that. Now save it, and now you're good to go. The reason we do that is so that we can use that scroll over and over and over again. It's only 30 seconds. Once you get to be a scroll savant, that scroll's going to be amazing, because then it'll last a full goddamn minute. Because it's her caster level at that point. So when she's level 10, she's going to be awesome. But this little doodad, the Hand of the Magus Dan, was made for a character like a scroll savant, in my opinion.
I'll go ahead. Enemy.
Okay. I need you to fight defensively so you got better armor. You've already buffed up your weapon, so you're doing your thing. Let's actually have you do a shocking grasp. Well, I don't need to go crazy. Let's just do one on the very first branded troll. You, sir,
this
swimming
should
for
do
sure.
it.
You, madam. Acid splash on that branded troll will go a long way, but you know it goes a longer way. Burning arc through the bad guys. You can't repeat the process.
Not dead yet.
Not bad. He took it on the chin. Not surprising. The trolls have a huge ass reach to them. Just looting the bodies for a quick mow. Now, we do have Christian for this reason alone, so that when I can do stuff like this, AoE heal. I could have done this in combat, by the way. AoE heal, bring him up, and again, he's already looking pretty good. Now, since I don't need the delay poison, I'm fairly certain. There we go. And again, if I want to cheese it, save it, give everybody haste again. And it worked, and I don't have to worry about using the scroll up. This is a cheap, I can't say cheap enough, guys, way for you to save on money. It's not amazing, I'll grant you, but it is helpful. Now, if you don't like it, don't use it. I'm not going to tell you not to. It's part of the game mechanic, and I'm happy to cheese that game mechanic.
The path is clear. Stand with me.
Okay, so now you see these guys are getting ganged up on by bandits who are also negative to us.
Do not
But if we focus on trolls, bail on the trolls, the bandits are easier to kill, in my opinion.
Repent. Be generous to them. I am not.
See, so that actually worked out pretty good. Now, I'm not going to take all the loot. We'll pack it out later, but money is always important.
Tread lightly.
Alright, and then as you can see, we've already lost our haste buff. So again, I will scum save. I will do the trick again.
I will see this through.
Nope. Boom. Okay. So, we got it on us again now. We're all saved up. Everyone's reasonably healed. Going to the next area.
Enemy near.
Now, these little doofuses are a little tougher. We've got 2 branded trolls for one, and 2 regular trolls. So if you wanted to lock some of these dummies down, I highly recommend you catch them with a web spell. My main character went down. Toe to toe with the branded trolls, no joke. My mirror image must have fallen off me. But we did prevail.
I'll go ahead.
Time's not waiting.
I need to have everybody get their ass out of the web spell. We need to get her back to full. Well, I could use Tristan's AoE heals. You know, we got a couple people that are wounded. There's nothing wrong with that. But
The path is clear.
I don't like wasting
Something bothering
an
you?
AoE heal on something like a toe stub. But for 3 people that are wounded, capping off one of them, getting someone real close to capping them off is not bad. I do need Elle though to get the hell out of that damn web spell. He
Ready for anything?
can do this. Remember, when he heals them, it's the full benefit of his caster level. He has enhanced potion. So instead of it being 1d8 plus 1 for everybody else, it's 1d8 plus 5 for him, which is the max. So for here, it's 2d8 plus 1 per caster level, because he's caster level 6, so that should be 2d8 plus 6, so a minimum of 8 with a heal like this. Let's use this one on her. It's a biggie. That's a nice one. So now I don't have to use the other one. I can use this 1 or 2 of the small ones. And I feel good about that. 3 points off is not worth me wasting a potion on. So we'll just unpack those. Go back to my typical order. I do need her to get out of that damn web spell though. Thank you. Oh, hell man, that thing lasted forever. You're wasting my bus when you do that shit, dummy. That's the downside. Yep, dumbass teammates. And it's like they want to run towards the web. You see that shit? Like, I will literally click all the way over here. They will literally juke to the left like they're trying to get caught in that crap.
Interesting.
Alright, so he has put up his traps again. Just 1 or 2, I think. But we only have to worry about, like, 1. And it's free XP, so I don't mind it.
Done. Let us be careful.
But you will see that some of the trolls that can't read have triggered the traps up yon. I'm running out of my damn buffs, though. Boo! Alright, time to scum.
I will see this through.
Save. And we're back. We're not going to use our buff up trick right now. We're just going to engage these jackasses right here.
A solid plan. Strike as one. Do not hold back.
I know there's guys over here.
Enemy near.
I'm going to do a little trick. To get them to come to me.
Let us strike as one.
Come on, you bastards. Like that. Fact. Ran a troll. Yeah, you got some fire on you, buddy. Yeah, like me now, bitch.
This should do it.
Do not
Oh,
falter.
that one, fellas. And I need to shut these guys' AI off because they've been walking into the web after that crap. And I know she has a grease spell. Let's slap that down like right there.
We shall overcome.
Onward.
Nope, he can't use bombs on that guy.
A calculated risk.
What do you got, Shorthorn? Oh, nope, wrong target, wrong spell. Oh, we can do that one. Boom, 29 damage. I'll take that. Do that a couple more times.
Forward.
You, madam. Okay, start screaming in your ear.
Yourself open.
That's a nice Mint Ghibli move.
You forced my hand.
Good team. You're out of those, right? Yes, you are. Here's an acid arrow, though, you can hit him in the face with.
Can't keep this up much longer.
I want to do a missile on him.
Me.
You need to finish off this guy. Oh, never mind. Woot! Alright. I'll take that win.
The path is clear.
Holy hell, that was rough, though. Alright. You want a quick save?
Right here, my
Tristan,
friend.
going to heal. Yes. Yeah, do it twice. Bro, you gotta get better at that. Where's our... Why can't you heal, Tristan? Why isn't it giving me my... I'm the wrong character?
How may I help?
How come I'm not getting my heal option, guys? You seeing this? What the hell?
Confide in me.
Our duty
Something
calls.
bothering you?
Game is glitching on me. Let's save it and come back. That's weird. That wasn't an issue a moment ago. He does have spontaneous things,
How may I
right?
help?
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Whatever. Game is freaking out on me. He sucks enough at beam spells that I'm not going to even waste that one on him. There we go. Now,
Time's not
she
waiting.
can be topped off with his potions. Type. See how that goes.
Ready
There
for
you go, bro.
anything.
She needs... Oof, what is that, 16? Yeah, I'm going to give her a big one. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome. Alright, let's unpack those. We have been running out of our buffs, as you can see. Blur's now off our characters. I do have the ability to put Blur on 2 people with the potion. It won't last long, a minute per caster level, but if he pours, it'll be 6 minutes. Same with our Shield of Faith. I can give a 6-minute buff to, say, Val. Get her back up to a solid, what would that be for her? +3, I believe? Yeah. So we'll be up to a 31. That might be worth doing, but I know we have an even bigger, nastier fight coming our way. So I'm leery of doing that just yet. I think, honestly, we are going to cheese it and go take a knee.
I'll go ahead.
Hopefully he can hold out. It's always possible, by the way, you could have brought them down to the other spiders, had the spiders fight them. Hadn't never really thought of that. But we are going to give this a go. Because quite frankly, I don't want to engage this shit without having my spells back. I ruined the pancakes. I'm so sorry. Alright, let's hope this guy's not dead.
The path is clear.
Good news is it means... Ooh, hey, treasure. Good news is it means that the web spell's gone too. The next fight I know of is like right over here. See that? So, we definitely want to buff up.
I am prepared.
Dark skin. Now that I know I have plenty of those enlarged person potions, I'm going to get rid of that and put on another targeted bombing mixture, another shield spell. Decisions. Yeah, those don't last very long. I don't mind having an extra one of those. Okay. Like so. Okay, now he's done that. He needs to blur Valerie and himself. Shield spell for himself.
We
She
should
can
move.
get her own damn shield spell going. And mirror image. And of course we want a buffer weapon. Let's do shock. If they're immune to fire damage, I don't want them to take no damage. The acid will kill them when they're done. Is my logic there. We can shut you off for autopiloting stuff. You... Yeah, no, you're fine.
The road awaits. I will see this through.
She can do shield, but why not? And reduce person on your side, so you get more likely than not. Weapon.
Something bothering
He kick off the blast for everybody, and let's give her the best shield of faith. Her the other one, and he can have protection from you. All right, that I think we're ready to rock and or roll. She
Together we
can
stand.
start this mess with a nice grease spell, like right there.
Enemy.
A solid plan. Strike as one.
Nice.
Forwards.
Ferocious Trollhound. Ferocious Trollhound ass over here. Or you.
Solid plan.
We are. Doing good, doing good. Get him, fellas. Oh, big bad damage. Oh, he turned into Mint Ghiblis.
Strike is one.
Thank God you got a better reach with that thing. Hey, I'll take a level up for Val. Well, alright, fighter. Now, if she ever gets a tower shield back, she's actually back to being like a normal fighter again. That's awesome. Valerie could be the Cornigan Smasher for the team. I'm not saying she shouldn't. She has enough charisma, enough strength that she could muster it. She can even get to Dreadful Carnage if you bump that strength up to 15, which she of course will do. But it's not that it's cheesy, I don't mind it. I'd still rather her just be straight up tank or tank. So con and you know, finishing off charisma just because it's an odd number, same with Dex. Getting it to an even number would be nice. But probably not necessary. Still think strength and con On that, perception then is always important for anybody on the team. Athletics, always important for someone that's a strength-based character on the team. I'm cool with that. From here, you get her armor focus and heavy armor focus so that she literally can have an extra point in armor. She's always going to be wearing heavy armor, unless of course they catch her while she's napping. And that's not bad.
Confide in me.
Here.
Come on, guys. Okay. Everybody come over here.
Let us be careful.
Now the downside of this fight. Come on, Bookworm, hurry up. The downside of the fight that's about to hit us is he can die, so you need to scum save this shit. I'm going to leave the treasure here and pick it on our way out, I think. And it's not anything magical, not anything masterwork related, so we're not worried about that.
The path is clear.
So, if you save at the top of the steps or the ramp or whatever the hell it is in here, you're fine. At least it gives you options to come back and scum save, scum save, scum save, because you got to try to save this doofus down here. Another good way of doing this, by the way, and I haven't put it in my book, I should do so. Or not my book, my pouch. Where is it? Here it is. Hold person. Trolls are technically people too. So,
Let us not hesitate.
if I do this, here, and here, and by the way, I could be doing my trick, and I should be. Nope.
I stand ready.
Alright, we are scum saving at its finest. We got our haste on. He's gonna get mugged. We need a gangbusters on something. And the one thing I can do is I can try to spam my hold person on the trolls. It will work. It's not great. But if I get to lock up one, that's all I really need usually.
This should
Over
do
here,
it.
do that thing.
Strike as one.
I think they got him already. Nope, he's still in the fight. Hey. Holy crap. Save it before he changes his mind and dies on me. This was Dimwit, by the way. This was the one he was torturing back here. So he had little buddies helping him out now that he was all freed and pissed off at for his captor that was torturing his ass. So that's why they were trying their best to straight up kill the son of a bitch. The reason you wanted to save him, though, is because if he dies here, he'll still give you the quest that you need. He'll mark it on your map and say, save my... and then croak on you. But if he survives the fight, he's just wounded, and he will join you later on in your kingdom. Big XP boost. A huge bruise covers half of the wizard's face, and his clothes are smeared with blood, but his life is out of danger. Literally, if he was dead, knocked unconscious at that end of that fight, when you finish the trolls off and then go click on him, he'd be like, half his face is falling off, and his fingers are all broken and mangled, and he's just basically screwed. You cannot heal him fast enough. So this is one of those where he's just dead. And again, I don't know why they got him casting spells where he's clearly a vivisectionist. It just seems weird to me. But, my Baroness, you arrived just in time. I was starting to think it was all over for me. Bartholomew grimaces with pain as he kicks the troll's corpse. Beast! Filthy monster! You stinking animal! Gosh, that hurts. I can't stand the pain. After catching his breath, the wizard limps to the table and fishes a map out of the drawer. One of those beasts stole something important to me. Fortunately, it was enchanted, so tracking the thief won't be a problem. Here's the location of their lair. He makes a mark on the map. This quest he is going to give you even if he dies, by the way. I'm afraid I'm in no condition to go with you. Here, take a few more acid wands. They should help. And one more thing, Your Grace. The item I mentioned is a whip with a bone handle. It is an item of sentimental value. Return it, and I will be grateful. Wand of Acid Arrow. Now I must ask you to leave. I have several unpleasant procedures to perform. The wizard opens the tome and starts leafing through it silently, ignoring you. And he really does. Straight up ignores your ass. So I don't think there's anything left here for you. He will not talk to you, and you cannot do anything else in his area. Make sure to loot the bodies. We did get a piece of magic gear that was worth a damn. I'll head outside and show it to you. Ooh, that was a rough ass fight, man. I'm telling you, I miss Stinking Cloud. Stinking Cloud makes stuff so much easier. Oh well. So,
Let us be careful.
save. I want to show you what we picked up. This was the Crusher two-handed great club. +2 large great club appears surprisingly light in your hand. Its penalty for medium creatures is reduced to -2. So I'm assuming it's worse for a medium-sized creature. So a two-handed weapon that you could give, for example, to Valerie. What's that lady's name? Not Octavia. Amiri. The one with the giant, super oversized bastard sword. You give this to her, and she could like club stuff to death. And have some fun doing it too, but it's still one of those where I just straight up rather sell the damn thing. That's $2,000 plus. That's some decent BP right there if you need it. He was nice enough to give us another wand of acid arrow, which we should definitely equip. 5 trash, expeditious retreat. Yeah, we're doing okay. It's not to say that the trolls are all done in this area. There might be another 1 or 2 in this area, but you can just leave the way you came, and you will be fine. So just head out down the path. Don't feel like you need to explore. And we can always come back to this place later. It is a permanent location on your map. We've done our quest of saving his ass. So that's all we really came here for. Make sure to officially save it. Today's date is the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. So we say November 14th. Save it. Now, just to show you the journal update before we leave. Troll trouble. We need to learn whether the mage is conspiring with the monsters or is in need of our help. Check mark. That part's done. So now find the troll lair. The troll lair is located somewhere in Gnarl Marches. Marked on the map. Wizardry is this. Yeah, these are the ones that are immune to fire. We have Beneath the Stolen Lands. That was just our first foray into the Tenebris depths. As you can see, we have only gone there. We haven't done any of the other killed this boss, that boss, this boss, or that boss. So there's 4 bosses altogether. So we're a ways away from beating that. This is our new quest from the wizard that we just saved. This one, like I said, he would give you even if he dies. I assume that means you get to keep the whip. I don't know if that's worth keeping, but I'm just saying. Lost child, we're still looking for the kid, and we need the coins for that one guy that's in the witches area. So that's what we still have yet to do. Obviously, we need to bounce out of here. And I'm not taking, yeah, you know what, let's take it. Because we actually have to go back to our base before we're done with this fight. Why? Because Jubilos wants to come with, Harem wants to come with, and so does Ekin. That's 3 characters that we have to swap out with the characters we have now. Now, obviously, we'll get rid of Tristian. The Bombardier, I still want to keep him, so it's going to be kind of a bummer to lose him for someone like Jubilos, who's more of a dex-based character. But as you can see, we have Troll Clearing Monster Den, Cobalt Trail, Witch's Hut. I've never been over to the Verdant Chambers yet, which I have to go solo, remember. The Troll Wilderness, this is the Troll mission itself. We want to clean house, so to speak, and all that crap. But to do it proper, we still want to go back home. Now, I'm not going to do that in today's video. We're actually going to save again. I'm just going to save over the old file. And that'll be it. That's where we start next time, guys. My name's Brothermutant. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Apologize for the scum saving, but with subpar teammates coming with us, we really didn't have the team that we needed. And we're finally getting to the point where I don't feel so bad. You know, her being level 4 was suck. Level 5 is much better. Same with him, you know, being kind of subpar. He was doing a good job. but it's only so much he can do at this level. With that, though, I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.